Yes, of course, we must continue to have a concerted effort to take care of issues that borders on violence against women, and also seize every opportunity to project and promote the activities of women, especially those who find themselves in very, very exalted positions, just to ensure that we give that sort of backup to project their activities and events. We have one such delectable, beautiful, and fast-rising lady in the studio. She is the Director and Chief Executive Officer of Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria. I'd like to thank very especially Dr. Lelia Dongo. Thank you for coming on our program today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Rubber Research Institute has a very, very rich history which dates back to, I can't remember how long, but I understand, you know, today or this period, there's celebration in the air. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But just give us an overview on the historical development of Rubber Research Institute Yanamo.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll start by saying that the rubber tree itself, that's the Hevia brasiliensis, was introduced into Nigeria from the Kew Gardens in England around 1895. And by the time it was introduced, it gained so much clout among the farmers due to its high yield in latex and better bark regeneration, such that by 1925, there were thousands of hectares of rubber estates, although predominantly owned by the Europeans in the southern part of Nigeria. The rubber tree, of course, is a commodity crop that contributes significantly to the agricultural sector and the economy of Nigeria. It generates revenue for raw materials for the small, medium, and large-scale industries. Before the discovery of crude oil in the 60s, the rubber tree was ranked about the fourth agricultural export commodity that contributes to the total agricultural earnings of the country. But we all know what happened by the time Nigeria discovered crude oil in commercial quantities. All the agricultural sector was jettisoned, and that forced many farmers to abandon their crops, rubber was included, to pursue more lucrative ventures such as annual food crop production. But the narrative, however, changed with the establishment of Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria in 1973, following the enactment of the Nigerian Research Institute Act, number 33 of 1964, and the promulgation of the Agricultural Research Institute Decree, number 33 of 1973. The mandate of the institute is to conduct research for the development of natural rubber, gum arabic, and other latex-producing plants of economic importance. And our mission is to continuously provide innovations that will develop and transform these industries, also applying scientific know-how, that's cutting-edge scientific know-how, to ensure that all these are done in a very sustainable way to enhance the foreign exchange earning of the country. And this we have pursued conscientiously through innovative research, and we have come up with a lot of milestone achievements. Notably among them, I'll have to talk about the development of high-yielding and resistant clones called the Nigerian 800 series. By the time the rubber tree was introduced far back then, the clones, the exotic clones that were introduced had a yield of about 900 to 1,600 kilogram per hectare per year. But with this Nigerian 800 series, the yield exceeded that. We are now looking at 2,000 to 3,500 kilogram per hectare per year. And of course, that has transformed the whole industry. Yes, and another notable achievement is the development of an innovative approach, which we call the rubber agroforestry system. This approach is such that guarantees, it provides and contributes to food security, job creation, youth empowerment, and environmental sustainability. The whole approach, of course, we know that the rubber tree itself has a long gestation period of 6 to 7 years, depending on the management practices that are applied. But with this approach, it's such that, I mean, in an hectare, you could have about 450 stands of rubber. So you can imagine the huge expanse of land in that place. Yeah. So with this particular approach, the farmer is allowed to intercrop things like variable crops, maize, cassava, even high fruit value trees, and also integrate with mini livestock, okay, such that the revenue will start yielding even from the 4th month of establishing rubber. Of course, this occurs during the immature stage of rubber. Okay. So this is a very, very good model that I'm even proposing that almost all the states that grow rubber in Nigeria should adopt to advance this particular
fantastic
approach. And of course, we're looking forward to prospective investors to key into this so that at least the revenue base of the country will be improved. Okay. Another one I want to mention, one of our achievements, is that of development of technologies that lead to the processing of latex concentrate. Okay. It might interest you to know that there are over 50 byproducts of rubber that can be used in over 400,000 applications. What does that mean to you? Every part of the rubber tree is useful. No one is wasted. Okay. You talk about the latex, which is normally known as the rubber. Okay, it can be used. Aviation, for example, I always tell people, without rubber, I don't know how our life will be, because you and I will not use the aeroplane. And of course, you know, there are these distances you cannot venture to go in. Okay, so the applications of rubber extends to many places. The seeds are used to produce rubber seed oil, which is used in cosmetics, paints, and all that. And the rubber wood itself is a fantastic wood for furniture. They can use it for manufacturing toothpicks. Okay. Beautiful. Now, the Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria, we all know, is stationed here in Edo State, in Iyanomo, that's the headquarters, and it has about 2 substations. So we have one.
An outstation?
Yes, okay. No, substations. Now we have one in Yobe, Gashua. That one caters basically for gum Arabic research. Then we have another one at Ekwete. That's basically for rubber too. Then we have experimental stations, like you're talking about, outstations. In 3 other locations, we have in Manchok, in Kaduna State, and we have in Otoa, a marginal area of Edo State. Okay. And we equally have in Ibotako in Ondo State. As we speak, there are over 22 states that produce rubber, both in the north and in the south.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Let's quickly look at the opening statement. Your opening statement talked about the fact that the discovery of oil changed the drive for agriculture, and rubber was also affected. All of these innovations, technological improvements that we've had over this time, how have we been able to translate this into something practical, tangible, feelable, touchable? In the days of yore, if you drive around, states, you could see expanse of land with rubber plantation, and there was a time you could describe as the time of rubber boom. People were doing rubber business. They would get to villages, communities, they get the lumps and all of that. We don't see that anymore.
Well, I mean, somehow I talked about the neglect in the agricultural sector as well. But good thing, I believe, with this new mantra of the present government, renewed hope and stuff like that, that rubber will be considered, because it's one commodity that has a huge potential to transform the economic fortunes of this country. Okay. Be it as it may, on our own in rubber research, we are reaching out to farmers. I will tell you, more farmers are coming into rubber plantations now. Yes, more of it. And even in Iyanomo, we have well over 2,000 hectares, and we are trying to populate as much as possible. At the moment, we have contributed at least 482 hectares, tappable rubber trees to the economy. And I know a lot of other people are doing the same.
Okay. 50 years down the line, right? So what is the most outstanding achievement that you would say has warranted this celebration?
Oh my goodness, a lot of them, of course. I mentioned a few of them.
Yes, that's why I said,
yes, at least, yes, exactly. We have come up with so many technologies. The most important one is the fact that the exotic clones that were brought in were low yielding. And through research, we've been able to come up with better clones that yield much, much more. And of course, we've registered Nigerian 800 series. We're in the process of registering another series called Nigerian series. It's still being trialed in some other locations as required by the steering committee for registration. Okay, so that one, the one we have right now is about 2,000 to 3,500. That one surpasses that particular yield. So we are looking forward to that.
Okay. Is there any particular event that has been planned to mark this 50th anniversary?
Precisely, yes.
So talk to us about it.
Good. We have lined up activities, okay, but one major one is the free medical outreach. This, the Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria is collaborating with the African Cataract and Eye Foundation. Okay, our intention is to give back. It's tagged, Let the Blind See Again. We are trying to give back to our host communities. We have about 6 of them: Uhie, Obayaton, Iyanomo, Obareti, Ewekpen, and Obagenebosa. We are trying to give back to them for having us peacefully coexisting with them for the past 50 years. So in this particular free medical outreach, we are looking at giving out about 300 free reading classes, 300 prescription glasses, deworming for community school children, about 500 of them, and then we're looking at having about 2,500 consultations and medications. The climax of the outreach, this particular outreach I talked about will start from the 25th to the 30th of November, okay. But the climax will be from the 1st of December to the 6th of December with what we call the surgical eye camp. And that will happen at the health center of the Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria, domiciled at Iyanomo. We are looking at giving out 200 free cataract surgeries to the host communities. Just a way of saying, Uwese to the communities for having us. And we assure them that we are there for them. And we will always embrace any slightest opportunity we have to give back to them.
Fantastic. Well, 50th anniversary of Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria, Iyanomo. I mean, a research institute that has been contributing to the economy of Nigeria through research, innovations, technology, just to ensure that we have a better society that really will be there for everyone. Celebrating 50th anniversary is no joke. A man or a woman who has gotten to that golden age certainly has really come of age. There's a perspective that is always coming forth when you talk about things like this, particularly the challenge of monocropping. Some environmentalist activists will say this sort of takes the land from the communities and then makes it impossible for them to diversify in terms of their agricultural activities. How is the Research Institute dealing with that issue, just for the purpose of emphasis?
Yes, I mean, I talked about rubber-based agroforestry,
okay.
And that's one good approach of diversifying.
Okay.
Like I said, the rubber tree takes long before you can start tapping, and it's the latex that is the real commodity here.
Okay.
So, but with the expanse of land in 1 hectare, you could intercrop with so many things. You diversify. Either you put in arable crops or even beehives. We do produce honey in our institute.
Fantastic.
Yes, we do. And snary, rabbitry, so many other things you can do. And like I said, the revenue starts coming in 4 months after establishment. Okay, May I use this opportunity to actually say, too, that our main event for this 50th anniversary will be on the 14th of December. And on that day, we'll be launching a book that will have details of all our innovative research over the past 50 years. Fantastic. So we look forward to people coming and grab a copy of that book.
Okay, is it going to be free? Are you going to
of course, you know there will have to be someone that will come into it.
So congratulations to you once again, Dr. Lelia Dongo, the Executive Director, the Director and Chief Executive Officer of Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria, Iyanomo, a foremost research institute on rubber, which of course has been churning out technologies, innovations, and all of that. What is the level of buy-ins to some of these innovations and technological innovations that have come forth from Iyanomo?
The buy-in is encouraging, but it's not at the level at which we want it.
Okay.
Yes, but there are a lot of farmers are keen into all the innovations, especially with that rubber-based agroforestry. And there's another aspect we call reap smoke sheets. That one generates a lot of, there is a lot of buy-in, no doubt about that. But we need many more investors to come in, especially now that we have a spin-off company. We are looking for a prospective investor that will collaborate on us or with us on that one, so that we can massively even go into all those technologies for commercial purposes.
All right. What's your final word? Parting words?
Parting word is that I want to use this opportunity actually to appeal to the state governor, His Excellency, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, that he should please support us on this noble cause to give back to the communities for them to have their side back again. And also, more or less, asking the government to see how they can boost the funding for Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria to help us to maximally reach out to our mandates.
Okay. I've been there once for an event, and the road wasn't funny. Is it better now?
Still bad.
Still
bad, but a little bit better.
A little bit better.
Because the rains are almost going, so, but it's really bad, no doubt about that.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank
we
you.
hope to have you, man. Big congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
It's still TMI, beautiful Monday morning. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with you to conclude the show. Stay with us.